Georgian Times is documentary.
The Georgian Times
studia
documentary
Samo
film
vidjeti.
studio presents Fragments with Rusudan Dzneladze. Erekle II had been well informed in advance about Aga Muhammad Khan's military venture, yet he found himself unprepared for the decisive battle. How does Georgian historiography explain this?
This was caused, on the one hand, by the enemy's deceptive maneuvers and, on the other, by Russia's irresponsible actions. This was caused, on the one hand, by the enemy's deceptive maneuvers and, on the other, by Russia's irresponsible actions. It was a punishment of Erekle for his stubbornness. Or at least that was how Aga Muhammad Khan saw it.
Erekle's political career lasted 54 years. He fought more than 100 battles, large and small. To militarize the country, he built weapons factories and began casting cannons. He sought to guarantee the country's security by signing the Treaty of Georgievsk, but the result was the opposite of what he intended. By signing the Treaty of Georgievsk, Erekle turned practically all his neighbors against him. The King of Emirati may have been the only exception.
In early September 1795, Aga Muhammad Khan arrived at the Red Bridge, also known as the Broken Bridge, with 30,000 men. Camped there, the Khan knew with certainty that not a single soldier from the Russian command would come to Erekle's aid.
September 9th, 1795, Tbilisi. On Erekle's orders, most members of the royal family left the city. Those gripped by panic also fled Tbilisi. No assistance was forthcoming from the Caucasus line. The 75-year-old monarch once again found himself alone. He reviewed the city's defensive plan one more time. He had no more than 5,000 fighters in total.
The appearance of the Russian Empire in the Caucasus following the Treaty of Georgievsk in 1783 caused extreme irritation among the major Eastern powers, Iran and the Ottoman Empire. In effect, Erekle surrendered full sovereign rule and acknowledged his dependence on the Russian emperor. This meant establishing Russian influence south of the Greater Caucasus Range. Russia made no secret of the fact that the Kingdom of Kartli-Kakheti, the strongest and most centrally located political entity in the South Caucasus, was to become its foothold for expanding its influence throughout the region. The new ruler of Persia regarded Russia's consolidation north of the Caucasus Range as an affront to his country's authority. Aga Muhammad Khan had a single objective: to force Erekle to renounce the Treaty of Georgievsk and recognize the Khan's supremacy.
This was a period when military confrontations between the Ottoman Empire and Russia had become a permanent feature. A series of coups began in Iran. By the late 1770s, a Qajar prince, Aga Muhammad Khan, rose to power in Persia. That is how official historiography refers to the Iranian ruler who succeeded in unifying much of Iran and establishing a new royal dynasty. A mutilated childhood shaped Aga Muhammad Khan into an uncompromising political leader. His father was killed before his eyes, and he himself was castrated. High fevers and nightmares tormented the dishonored Qajar prince for years. Confined to the palace in Shiraz, he never grew tall and developed neither eyebrows nor eyelashes. Instead, he immersed himself in books.
For a long time, the Shah had not been securely seated on Iran's throne. Under the old tradition, legitimizing newly acquired power and ascending the Shah's throne required the submission of 4 vallis: Arabistan, Luristan, Kurdistan, and, of course, Georgistan. Subjugating the Valley of Georgistan would serve as a kind of advertisement for Aga Muhammad Khan and help him secure the title of Shah.
Erekle had long been observing Aga Muhammad Khan's aggressive movements through the Iranian provinces. He understood perfectly well that the Iranian leader would soon incorporate Erekle and the Khanate subordinate to him into his own political agenda.
This was clearly understood in Georgia. Erekle II, his wife, and Garsevan Chavchavadze all wrote about it. Iran's ruler wanted to become Shah and, to achieve that, sought to return Georgistan, Georgia, to its former condition, meaning that he intended to place it once again under Iranian rule.
The letters reached their recipients, but no effective response followed. Beginning in 1791, Aga Muhammad Khan's growing activity was followed by the submission of neighboring khanates. His foreign policy course became unmistakable.
It was already clear that Aga Muhammad Khan would march northward, toward Karabakh, Yerevan, and Georgia. Erekle II therefore negotiated with the Ottoman Empire on the one hand and Russia on the other, hoping to obtain assistance from them.
Aga Muhammad Khan, for his part, sent official messages to Erekle. As the Khan grew stronger, their tone became harsher and increasingly categorical.
He eventually moved on to outright threats. What did Erekle do? He forwarded those letters to Russia. You can see how he is threatening me. You can see that he is coming with an army. Help me. Did anyone listen? No one.
One matter was diplomatic activity at the Russian imperial court and the Sultan's court, through which the king of Kartli Kakheti sought guarantees of foreign assistance. The other was the reality that he had to prepare for the battle himself. The Georgian army of that period was small, but its established units were better armed and possessed superior tactics and combat qualities than Aga Muhammad Khan's army. This was because Erekle II had begun reforming his army decades earlier.
Russia's inaction compelled Erekle to appeal more actively to the Ottoman Empire. Their reply, to put it simply, was, ask for help from the power that has undertaken to protect you.
Erekle expanded the country's armaments and created an artillery corps. Cannons and shells began to be cast in Tbilisi. The problem was that the corps consisted of only a few hundred artillerymen. When facing a numerous enemy, the Georgian forces, even with this artillery unit, still depended on a temporarily assembled army.
Aga Muhammad Khan prepared seriously for his campaign against Tbilisi. He needed guarantees to protect his military venture. It was therefore essential for him to know precisely how the Russian command would respond. To reconnoiter the Caucasus line, the Khan sent a diplomatic mission to its command. At the time, the line was commanded by Ivan Vasilievich Gudovich. Aga Muhammad Khan asked that his envoys be admitted into the Russian Empire and granted an audience with Catherine II. The matter concerned the Khan's brother, Morteza Koli Khan, who had fled to Russia after a conflict with him. It was discovered that the envoy's papers were not in order.
Naturally, they were not allowed to proceed to St. Petersburg. Aga Muhammad Khan knew very well that this would happen, so reaching St. Petersburg had never been their real objective. Their aim was to reach Russia's frontier, the Caucasus line. They reconnoitered the deployment of Russian troops and also observed that no military preparations whatsoever were being made to assist Erekle. Naturally, they were not allowed to proceed to St. Petersburg. Aga Muhammad Khan knew very well that this would happen, so reaching St. Petersburg had never been their real objective. Their aim was to reach Russia's frontier, the Caucasus line. They reconnoitered the deployment of Russian troops and also observed that no military preparations whatsoever were being made to assist Erekle.
Ottoman historical chronicles indicate that Aga Muhammad Khan asked Erekle II to help capture his brother. It appears that Erekle promised to do so. An official Ottoman source identified this circumstance as the reason for the Khan's march on Tbilisi. Aga Muhammad Khan was furious with Erekle because he had failed to keep his promise regarding Morteza Koli Khan.
Under a resolution adopted by the Russian Military Council on May 20th, 1795, General Gudovich, commander of the Caucasus Line, was instructed that if Aga Muhammad Khan demonstrated a genuine intention to attack Erekle's borders, Gudovich was first to reassure Erekle of the highest protection and then firmly impress upon the Khan that he could not remain indifferent to such intentions. The same resolution required Gudovich to assist the neighboring Khans and the king himself, but without incurring major expenses.
It appears that Aga Muhammad Khan was convinced Georgia would receive no Russian assistance, because he began acting boldly.
Some chronicles claim that in January 1795, Aga Muhammad Khan sent a special envoy to Austria and demanded that neither Austria nor the Ottoman Empire interfere in Georgian affairs. The circle was tightening before the catastrophe at Kırtsanesi. Aga Muhammad Khan attacked Ereklei's allies, the Khanates of Yerevan and Karabakh. Georgian garrisons were stationed in both. Erekley was compelled to move additional detachments toward Yerevan. Through his agents, the king learned that Aga Muhammad Khan intended to lure him into a trap. Ibrahim Khan of Karabakh warned him of the plan. Ibrahim was Ereklei's only ally among the Khans, and the king trusted his word. Ibrahim Khan's intelligence service obtained Aga Muhammad Khan's operational plan. Erekley was to be lured to the fortress of Yerevan and killed there. Aga Muhammad Khan suddenly changed tactics. He lifted the siege of the Shusha fortress in Karabakh and created the impression that he was retreating.
These deceptive maneuvers appear to have had a harmful effect on the Georgian command. They concluded that Aga Muhammad Khan would not reach Tbilisi that year because he had been unable even to capture Shusha. It was already August and winter was approaching. The Georgian forces therefore largely dispersed, while the remaining troops headed toward Yerevan to drive out the Persians. It was while they were on the road that Erekley learned Aga Muhammad Khan was marching directly toward Tbilisi. The question became who would reach the city first: the Georgian army slowed by its artillery, or the Khan's predominantly mounted force.
Erekley had 3,000 troops in Tbilisi. King Solomon II of Imereti stood beside him with another 2,000. Erekley also possessed well-trained artillery with 35 cannons. The king had to deploy his forces correctly and fortify the city with extreme speed.
4 strategic defensive lines protected Tbilisi. Artillerymen positioned on the heights around the city were expected to defend these 4 entrenchments, but the principal weakness was the army's small size. This factor played a decisive role in the tragedy of Kırtsanesi.
The fighting on September 10th ended in a Georgian victory. Aga Muhammad Khan sent an envoy to King Erekley. Erekley placed him under special surveillance, but the envoy managed to slip away. On returning to the Khan's camp, he reported, "Erekley has no men, so the advantage will be yours." The fighting on September 11th did not begin in Iran's favor either. Aga Muhammad Khan therefore made a bold and highly risky decision. He crossed the empty Kvari River and moved into the enemy's rear.
This maneuver threatened to encircle the Georgian vanguard, which occupied a favorable position. The Georgians were therefore forced to withdraw to the rear barricades, the 3rd and 4th fortified lines. This destroyed the territorial advantage they had enjoyed. Aga Muhammad Khan's maneuver forced the Georgian army to retreat. The Iranian army then deployed in full and launched an assault with approximately 35,000 men. In practical terms, this decided the outcome of the battle.
Aga Muhammad Khan divided his army into several sections. To prevent the Persians from retreating, he placed 6,000 loyal Turkmen behind them and issued a strict warning. Anyone who attempted to flee was to be killed on the spot. Erekley stood on the front line, a 75-year-old monarch fighting against the army of the 54-year-old Aga Muhammad Khan. The fighting spirit of the outnumbered Georgians became the central mystery of the Battle of Kırtsanesi. Every participant in this battle was prepared to sacrifice his life unconditionally out of loyalty to the Georgian state. Among them were artillerymen, actors from Tbilisi, ordinary citizens, and people from the Aragvi Valley who had accompanied Almas Khan, Prince Vakhtang, to Tbilisi. These were the famous 300 Aragvians who reached Aga Muhammad Khan's camp and seized the enemy's battle standards before their eyes. According to one account, the Aragvians had been assigned to kill the Khan. This is the Church of St. George in Nagvarevi, the place where most of the 300 Aragvians swore allegiance to their nation, homeland, and king. It was here that those 300 men gathered before sacrificing themselves to the very end for their homeland and king. The chronicles preserve the story of the sworn Highlanders' self-sacrifice. It is said that not one of them survived. By 5 o'clock on September 11th, the stunned King Ericles, who had fought sword in hand, was forcibly removed from the battlefield. The king headed toward Ananuri with the surviving fighters. One part of Aga Muhammad Khan's army pursued his entourage. A clash took place at Jinvali. Residents of the Aragvi Valley attacked and destroyed the 4,000 troops sent in pursuit of the king. They had courage, and they did not leave the debt unpaid. The defeat of September 11th was followed by the destruction of Tbilisi.
Ericles' name inspired such awe that even while approaching Tbilisi, Aga Muhammad Khan remained afraid that someone might attack from the mountains. His men looked toward the mountain valleys with fear, expecting a Georgian force to emerge from them. Aga Muhammad Khan had not expected to reach Tbilisi so freely and capture the city after 2 days of fighting, even though those 2 days had been difficult.
Beaten, wounded, and tortured clergymen had their hands and feet bound before being thrown into the Mtekfari River from the Meteki Bridge. Dosithios, the metropolitan of Tbilisi, was also thrown into the river. As a bishop, however, he was granted a grim concession. His hands and feet were untied first. Raiding detachments spread across Kartli. The chronicles of the war also preserved one episode of honorable conduct by the enemy. It concerned an attempt to sack and plunder Svetitskovli Cathedral. Kalabali Khan, one of Aga Muhammad Khan's commanders, stood in the way of the Iranian soldiers and warned them sternly that anyone who plundered the church or desecrated the royal tombs would be put to death. The troops obeyed their commander's warning. That day, Kalabali Khan saved Svetitskovli. Aga Muhammad Khan demanded that Ericles, now sheltered in Mintuleti, meet several conditions.
The principal condition was that Ericles send a son, grandson, or another member of his family as a hostage. This would amount to formal recognition of dependence on Iran. The Khan also made several unusual demands. These included a diamond once owned by Azat Khan and an expensive clock sent from Russia by Field Marshal Potemkin.
Ericles forwarded these demands to Russia as well. This is what he is asking of me. The Russians told him to surrender the diamond and the clock, but not to provide a hostage. Giving a hostage would mean recognizing the Khan's supremacy. Recognizing his supremacy would, in turn, mean rejecting Russian supremacy. Russia did not want to lose its influence here. That was the essence of it.
Despite his victory, he left the country without having subjugated Karabakh, Yerevan, or, naturally, the Kingdom of Kartli-Kakheti. Yet he accomplished his other objective. His victory over the Georgian army proved to be such powerful political publicity that soon after leaving Georgia, he was proclaimed Shah and established the new Qajar dynasty.
As the saying goes, Aga Muhammad Khan profited. Russian power profited as well, because a ruined and burned Tbilisi, together with a devastated economy, served Russia's interests. Command of the Caucasus Line was finally authorized to provide King Ericles II with military assistance against Aga Muhammad Khan.
By early October 1795, however, not a single Iranian soldier remained in Tbilisi or anywhere else in the Kingdom of Kartli-Kakheti.